Hi guys, this is Splish. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm asking the question, how is Modern Warfare 3 doing in 2021? With that I basically mean, is there still people playing the game and is it still fun to play? Call of Duty Modern 3 was released in 2011 and it was developed by Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games and Raven Software. It was released on Windows, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and Nintendo Wii. The game is a direct sequel 2009 sequel Modern Warfare 2 and the 8th Call of Duty installment overall. I think it's interesting to say that there was a separate version made actually for Nintendo DS by InSpace, no, not InSync. And while Treyarch developed the game's Wii port in Japan, Square Enix published the game with a separate subtitled and dubbed version. Something I didn't know about before. Let me know if you did in the comment section, and I would love to hear that version, by the way. The game's campaign follows Modern Warfare 2 and begins right after the events of its final mission. The game was made using an enhanced version of the MW2's IW engine. And I mentioned that there were several developers involved in the making of Modern Warfare 3. The development of Modern Warfare 3 started in 2010. But just prior to that, Infinity Ward co-founders Jason West and Vince Zampella left the company to form Respawn Entertainment, and we know what they did, don't we? Other members had been fired or had left the company following the duo's departure. Sledgehammer Games had joined the Modern Warfare 3 development force, with Raven Software also developing the game's multiplayer mode. I guess we can say that it was hectic times and probably more stressful than usual. But the game received positive reviews from critics. They were praising the gameplay, the campaign and multiplayer overall, although there was some criticism for its story and lack of innovation. But even so, it did win the award for Best Shooter at the 2011 Spike Video Game Awards, and in addition to that, it was also a commercial success. At the time, it sold over 6.5 million copies in the US and UK within the first 24 hours and grossed $400 million, making it at the time the largest entertainment launch ever. But that's the hard facts and also what the critics said about the game. But what about you and me then, our opinion, meaning the actual buyers and players? Well, there was some hard criticism when it comes to Metacritics and the score over there initially, which I think, by the way, you should stop looking at. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but that is for many reasons that I won't go into depth here. But other games have almost been ditched also close after launch, but has with time shown to be not only good games but also very popular. For example, a similar thing happened with Portal 2, which is a classic. It was one of the most critically appreciated games when it was released in April 2011, but on the day of release, people were on Metacritic criticizing it for lots of reasons. Since then, the rating has risen and there's now parity between the critical and the user scores. Again, don't make up your mind about a game watching the Metacritic score. That's my honest opinion. Modern Warfare 3 recovered as well, even though one of the most common complaints also leading to the low initial Metacritic score was the saying that Modern Warfare 3 was basically Modern Warfare 2 again. It is like a map pack, adding nothing new or innovative to the series. One of the reviewers said, I think this is kind of interesting, don't believe the marketing hype. This is the same product rebundled, let it die and show investors we're not interested in being sold the same product year after year. The cash cow needs to starve. Again, this was said back in 2011. But isn't it something that can partly be said also about the recent development when it comes to the newer Call of Duty games as well? Interesting topic indeed, but not what I wanted to focus on today with this video, so we're gonna move on. I did play Modern Warfare 3 just a few months ago, but not for long. I guess it was one of those checks that I do now and then with games that I've played before. With that said, I was curious to see how it would feel to get back playing the game now in the summer of 2021. I'm playing on PC, and on the plus side I could still get into games even though the player base is nowadays very small for natural reasons. On the minus side of things, in the first game that I joined there was a cheater. I encountered a cheater. And I then remember that it was also the case when I played the game a couple of months ago, even worse, in almost every game for some reason. Maybe I was unlucky. Very sad to see, and also that it's more or less impossible to report cheaters in Modern Warfare 3 anymore. Luckily though, the following matches went well, so I was able to record the gameplay you're watching now on various maps. I didn't play much as a sniper this time around in Modern Warfare 3, something I normally do. I did have a hard time to adjust to the way the guns feels, thinking about the snipers mainly now, compared to what we have today in games such as Modern Warfare and Cold War. To be honest, it felt more natural for me sniping in an even older Call of Duty game such as World at War than Modern Warfare 3, but World at War is a Treyarch game and is therefore closer, I guess, to Cold War than Modern Warfare 3, if that makes sense. I also noticed that you drop faster in Modern Warfare 3 compared to some of the newer games. At least that's what it felt like. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it took some time to get used to that as well. So with that said, how was it then? Well, to be honest, Modern Warfare 3 was never one of my favorite Call of Duty games. I think that might be for many reasons. One of them is definitely the fact that I started to play Call of Duty already when COD 4 dropped, and have therefore played quite a few titles to compare with before Modern 3 was released. With that said, I also believe Modern Warfare 2 was a better game overall besides the flaws and the annoying noob tubing and one-man army perk. I simply enjoy Modern Warfare 2 a bit more than Modern Warfare 3 as a whole. That doesn't mean though that I didn't enjoy going back and playing Modern Warfare 3 now in 2021, but it did remind me just about that and the fact that a lot has happened with the franchise after 2011. With those words, I would like to wrap things up saying, if you feel like going back playing a game that might have been one of your favorite games of that time, or if you're like me, are interested and curious to see how an older COD game plays in 2021, then make sure to reinstall Modern Warfare 3 and see for yourself. You will at the very least experience some nostalgia. I would also like to hear from you what you think about Modern Warfare 3 overall, and if it was a game that you enjoyed to play and if you played it a lot back in the days. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you're new to my channel and you enjoy FPS gaming content, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more similar videos to come. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll leave you here with some Modern Warfare 3 gameplay without my voice interfering with the gun sounds. So thanks a lot for watching and game on.
UAV recon ready for deployment. Enemy UAV spotted. Enemy UAV spotted. UAV recon standing by. Repeat, UAV recon is standing by. Enemy has Juggernaut. Friendly Predator missile inbound. Nice work, Delta. Well done.